Welcome, Questers, to this continuation. Oh, there's the energy. I'm feeling it. It's back.
There you go.
To this continuation of the Fallout tabletop role-playing game from Modifius Games.
Modifius?
This is a modified version. Unusable.
Keep going. We got it. Keep going.
This is a modified version of the Fallout core rulebook's adventure entitled "With a Bang" or a Whimper. And spoiler alert, I think both of those things are going to happen this session.
What does that mean, Isaac? What are you trying to say? What do you have planned for us?
Wow.
Holy shit.
I don't know what's happened, guys, but something has. Also, I'm gonna avoid the jokes I had for each of your names because they're not all that funny, and we can't say them anyway. Nico, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm playing Edmund Kowalski.
Nice. Good
We
straight
got
in.
one.
Franco?
Hey, I'm Jonathan Franco, and I play the super mutant.
Actually, no. You play a regular human named Roger, don't you?
How could I forget? Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Dylan, are we ready? Dylan of the House of Maris.
Holy shit. Hi, I'm Dylan. You know me as Maris Honeysuckle, but I'm playing Poppy Jones today.
All right, right on. And Dave, do you want to give it another shot?
Yeah, I'm Dave. I play Geraldine, the ghoul.
Perfect. Okay, guys, honestly, war never changes. The nascent wasteland utopia of Walton's Crossing has enjoyed a full year of relative prosperity, but as the militia, you step out into the morning sun, which is steadily turning the frost, covering the buildings to lazy steam. You reflect on the mysteries of the day. Just ahead of you, Dr. Gedwell, the ghoul Sawbones, is hustling away to her clinic, her eyes on her notes. You know that behind you in the jail is Joseph Tarberry, the ghoul farmer who may have murdered his own wife. He claims not to remember much of anything that has happened these past few days. But what has grabbed your attention now, however, is a sudden wave of nausea, confusion, and dissociation, that's a tough word, washing over all four of you at the same time. You pause, maybe you hold out your hands to study yourselves, you look at each other in a bit of shock or discomfort and disbelief, and then there's nothing but piercing, blinding pain blooming in your temples behind your eyes. Each of you needs to roll me a test to resist this sudden physical and mental assault.
Ooh,
what test are you going to roll? Let's start with you, Dave.
That's interesting. So I'm basically having a white flash. Going to do some kind of fortitude, I suppose. Endurance, big guns.
Yep, shoot those big guns.
I'll do
Wildly into the air.
survival endurance.
I think that's the most reasonable one. I do feel like we roll it a lot, but let's do it.
Okay. So just to get back into rolling, I have 3 in survival. No, I have 2 in survival and 4 in endurance. So I'm rolling. Hang on. I remember how to do this.
That's a target number of?
I add those together?
Correct.
Yes. 6. Wait, but
Okay.
it's a tag skill.
Oh, I don't remember what that means.
Anything you roll under the survival, your survival attribute will count as 2 successes.
Beauty.
Okay.
Pocket point
Cool.
to Nico.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll take
So
it.
I'm rolling. How many dice, though?
Just 2.
20.
2.
Unless,
Okay.
of course, you want to buy more with your AP.
Nah, I'm going to save it.
Okay.
I got a 9 and a 4, and 4 is a success.
Okay, great. So you've got technically 2 successes. Let's move on. Nico/Edmund Kowalski. You are also being assaulted by white pain behind your eyes, nausea, dissociation. What do you do?
I'm going to survive it with my endurance.
Prove it.
I'm going to do my best. I got endurance of 8 and survival of 4, so I need 12. I can do math. I got both. I got a 12 and a 10.
Okay. So is it a tag skill or a regular skill?
It is attack skill, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's 4 successes for you.
No, it's anything you roll under the skills number.
Not
It
the.
counts as 2.
Yes, of
So
course.
if I rolled under a 4, I would have gotten 2 successes there. That's
Gotcha.
what we messed up last time.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. Thank
so
you.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, awesome. Hold on to
and
that.
Geraldine got 1.
Oh, thank you. Yes, good call. Okay, got it. Let's keep rolling. Roger, mutants, super.
Yeah, just Roger. Thanks. I guess endurance survival makes most sense then.
Probably. That's what we're rolling.
All right.
I was looking at them earlier and I was like, don't know what else we'd roll.
13 and 17, which is actually really bad. But no, I don't think it. I know I don't make it. Can't feel toes.
Perfect. Okay. This is good. We've got 0 successes, 1 success, 2 successes, and all the way around to Poppy Jones.
I'm trying to remember out. Okay, I have to do like it's a 1d20, right?
It'll be 2d20s.
2d20. Oh no, I'm fucked.
Oh no, I'm fucked. I only have 1.
Because you have to get like whatever the total your number is and below.
Below
right?
it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
And if it's a tie,
That's a success.
It's a success.
We love the players in
So-
this game, apparently.
Yeah, meet or beat.
Fuck. Well, I guess the only thing that makes sense is survival and endurance, but I only have 7s.
I don't know where
so-
you're getting that from, but okay.
What?
Survival. It's good. Please roll that.
It's what makes sense.
We used up all of our humor earlier, so there will be
So
none.
what happens when I roll a natural 20?
That is a critical failure, and no joke. Does actually allow me to introduce some sort of interesting. What do we call them? Complication. So you
Yep.
rolled a natty 20.
Yeah. No
we'll
successes.
introduce. Okay, cool.
Whatsoever.
So the complication here. Do you know what? I think I've already got it in mind. So we'll just go with that one. So, Poppy.
No.
This whole
Poppy-
situation.
No.
This whole situation is
No.
going to seem like a complication, but
It already is.
You succumb to white hot pain behind your eyes. It's flashing lights, dissociation. You basically lose yourself. When you come to, you find yourself noticing that there is a fist flying towards your face and connecting with you. You're going to take 3 points of physical damage to your face, and you find that you are on the edge of town. You can see Gabe's bridge on the eastern part of town. You're standing just 20 feet away from it, and you are apparently in a fist fight with Gurgle, the mute ghoul. He is getting ready to swing again. Keep that in mind and think about what you're going to do. Let's move to you, Mr. Zero Successes, mutant, super. You... Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You find yourself standing, if we look in town here, there's a storage shack in town at number E. It's just west of the center of town. It's just a small shack, nondescript. It's used for storage of various goods, as you know. Super Mutant, when you come to, you find yourself standing right in front of the shack. Now, you have never seen the shack door ajar, and right now, of course, I wouldn't have mentioned it if the door wasn't ajar. You may or may not take a step in that direction when you hear literal gunshots coming from further into town. What are you going to do with the information you've just been given?
Mutant can't understand how his door also jar. How? He falls to his knees.
Just screams. Okay, give a thought to what you're going to do. Time will be a factor when I come back to you. I hopefully will get an answer from you.
Okay.
Mr. One Success, and by Mr. I mean Mrs. One Success, Geraldine.
This is 1 success, yes.
Ooh, I like it. Mrs. One Success.
I'm already a little bit congested today, so it's a little bit easier.
Oh, that's helpful. Geraldine, when you come to, you find yourself just standing in the town square, and you can hear a dog barking madly a ways off.
Is it
Bark,
Gabe the
bark,
pug?
Bark, bark, bark. Gabe the Sprug? Yes,
Right.
it could be. You don't
Okay.
see Gabe from where you are, but it's coming from the direction of the Tarberry Farm. And what do you do?
Looking around, I don't see any of the other militia.
You don't. All 3 of the other militia folks are gone. There may be
Interesting.
1 or 2 other townsfolk wandering about, but you don't see them at a casual glance.
Okay. I'm gonna run up to one of them and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
This townsfolk happens to be one of the only children in town, And that
Perfect.
child's name is Barrett Hornwright. You know this. You probably just call him Barrett, though. He's a small child of about 7 or 8 years old. A young boy, often gets himself into trouble. You walk up to him. You give him the classic shake of, which is what you do when
Just
you're saying
one-
hello to a
one-
child.
Hello, child. Shakes child.
What's going on? Just shaking on each shoulder.
Barrett says, "Who?
Who? Who? What?
Who?
Snap out of it, Barrett!" And I give him a
slap?
very light, non-abusive slap.
A non-abusive slap. That's
The
interesting.
A Bethesda appropriate slap.
Snap out of it, Barrett.
Roll me a couple of d20s. This is a test of some sort. You're trying to snap him out of it. Let's go with medicine plus. You got to be careful.
Small
about this.
arms. Yeah.
Probably dexterity or something similar to that.
Okay. Medicine, dexterity. Interesting.
Agility.
Yeah, agility. There's no dexterity.
Yeah,
What sort of a
yeah,
game
okay.
is this?
Good one.
I got one success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Barrett continues to stare at you, going, "Who?" every few seconds. He looks into your eyes and then past them, and then over your shoulders and then back at you, seeing none of it. The barking continues off in the direction of the farm. Let's move on to Mr. 2 successes. Oh god, I scrolled up so far to get that dumb kid's name. Please hold. Mr. the most successes. So you notice a couple of things, Mr. Edmund. The first thing you notice is that you see the other 3. They're all succumbing to the same pain, the same strange sensations that you are, and you manage to keep your wits about you a little bit better than they do. You see they are clearly all collapsing. You also see ahead of you, maybe 50 steps, Dr. Gedwell is also succumbing to this sudden crazy headache. She drops her papers. She kneels as she clutches at her temples. And then you finally are overwhelmed by the pain. When you come to, you find yourself at the Crossroads pub. You're certain some amount of time has gone by, but you can't tell how much, although judging by the 4 empty shot glasses in front of you and the slightly tipsy looking and a heavy booze-laden breath of Bartram Tender leaning towards you as he pours another couple of shots, it's probably been some time. He says, "Well, another?"
Fuck, I guess.
He smirks
Classic
at that
Edmund.
and classic and pours a couple of shots. So the deal was that you beat me in the drinking contest, and sure, I'll give you some information. You're paying for the shots, though, of course.
Yeah, that was the deal. Yeah.
That's whatever you were talking about for you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
He holds up a drink.
All right.
3, 2, 1,
Bottoms up.
shot.
Take a shot.
This has almost certainly not been your first or second shot, maybe more. You're going to need to roll me a test of some sort. I hate to go to endurance, but that's probably where we're at. And I hate to say survival, but I mean, what else are we going to do?
I mean, Edmund's a tough cookie. Oh, wait.
Could we combine things? Could we do like endurance plus one of the other core ability scores? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that'll make it easier, but yeah.
You're called
Let's
Chief.
do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that. So this, what else is physical? Is it going to be strength? Do you know what? You're keeping your wits about you. Let's go. Let's go. Mind and endurance. Is that a thing?
Intelligence? Yeah.
Sure.
Intelligence and endurance. So those 2 instead of a skill.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do it. Okay, cool. So I have an intelligence of 5 and endurance of 8. So
Woo.
I'm at 13.
Bartram
Math.
Tender
Yeah.
chose the wrong guy to have a drinking contest with.
I rolled a 2 and a 5, so I got 2 successes.
Oh, you handle this shot with no
Yeah.
trouble whatsoever. Why don't you think about the sorts of questions you're going to ask him? We're going to go all the way back to Poppy Jones in a fist fight with Gurgle. You notice a few things as Gurgle. You get rocked and take a few staggering steps back. You come to your senses and realize that he's cocking his fists again and he's coming forward. He's wearing his standard bandana which covers his face. You know that Gurgle's had some sort of disfigurement. He can't really speak, and he's coming forward with an additional punch. Interestingly enough, he does not seem to be pulling his punches in any way, but he does have his standard weapons on him. You know him to be one of the town's, basically one of the hunters. He keeps the area clear of dangerous mole rats and similar. He's not using his weapons. neither is he using the Bowie knife on his hip. He simply seems to want to punch you into oblivion. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to roll a 1d4 to help me decide, because she's going to randomly just grab for something, and it could be one of 4 things.
Okay, fun.
And she grabs nothing. She looks like she's reaching for her baton and just kind of grabs air and is just sitting there awkwardly grabbing air and stares back at the ghoul and is just she's just a little confused and just goes, "Wait, what's his name again?"
Gurgle.
Once more into the microphone, Isaac. Just can I get that again?
Gurgle.
Gurgle, stop that right now. Why are you doing that? Gurgle, no. No, Gurgle, no.
Are you trying to roll any sort of test, or are you just hoping that the
No,
power
just
of your words
hoping.
will...
I guess I could speech. And that goes with charisma, which she is not high in.
Often, yep. You could also try to be intimidating. We could combine speech with strength, potentially.
No, that's not how Poppy Jones rolls.
Okay.
Exactly what I said.
I'm going to go ahead and call this an opposed test for reasons that are my own. I'm going to go ahead and roll some dice. And you know what? I've got action points. Why don't I use them? I'm going to add an action point to it. Take that, Poppy.
And then it was 2...
That's
Am I
disappointing.
rolling?
You will be now. The difficulty is only going to be 1. It could have been much worse, but my rolls were really good.
And I'm going to have to walk through how I roll for imposing.
Well,
Am I
basically,
just still...
Same thing.
Okay.
the opposed roll is just setting the DC or the difficulty of the task. So it's 1 in this case.
So I just...
It's gonna
Okay.
succeed.
You got to succeed. Beat a
Yep.
1.
Wait,
1
and then I'm
success.
Just... Okay. No success.
Not at all? Are
Unless
you
I
certain?
did this wrong.
You
'Cause
could
I
have.
saw 7. Because if I get below 7, then
Yeah.
I get a success.
Yeah.
Correct.
No successes.
Sweet.
Bummer. Okay. So I'm going to call that a major action. You can take a minor action in combat every round, and apparently Gurgle took his turn punching you in the face last time, so it is your turn. Let's. Do you want to take any minor actions?
She yells really loud.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Like, who's around me? Is it just me and Gurgle?
It's just you and Gurgle and the bridge and town several hundred feet away.
I'm gonna start moving towards town, yelling.
Okay. On Gurgle's turn, he is definitely going to follow you. Mindlessly or mindfully, I'm not sure which. He cocks his fist and tries to give you a punch.
But is he always cocking his fists? What are they? Are they weapons?
Yeah,
Are they lethal
just go do
weapons?
No, not like that.
You guys saw Mission Impossible where the one character
Yeah,
does
I'm thinking
that?
Oh, yeah.
too.
He keeps doing
Henry
that.
Cavill loads his gun.
So, the real bad news for me as the DM, but good news for Poppy, is that Gurgle swings poorly and he doesn't punch you in the face. But you are still a ways away from town with no apparent help in sight. And let's go to Super Mutant. Have you overcome your state of horror at seeing the door slightly ajar?
Who am I, mutant or Roger?
Nihilist.
Do you want to? Actually, you don't need to make a roll to hear this because it is quite loud. Not quite as loud as the gunshot from earlier, but it is quite loud. It sounds like a buzzsaw revving up further in town in the direction of Alderbrand's shop, the quartermaster.
Did I hear something from inside of the shack at one point?
You did not.
Okay. I checked the shack real quick.
Okay, you head to the shack. You push the door open. In the middle of the shack, this fairly nondescript shack, there are a good number of implements along the walls. Hose, maybe a few bags of soil, a few little packets
Crying
of seeds,
baby.
things like that. There are no crying babies here. In
There's
the
a
middle,
bassinet in the center, a crying child.
in the
Oh,
center,
God.
on the floor is no bassinet. There is, however, an extra large brown cowboy hat. You know this to be Mayor Jesse Pettigrew's hat.
Hat. I picked up the hat.
You gotta take
Okay.
that hat. Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
I put it onto my head.
Okay,
There's
it's
a
on your
head
head.
inside. Sorry.
Yeah, it tumbles out. There's a baby in there. Bad jokes. It doesn't really. It fits as well as all the rest of your clothing does.
Perfect.
No, that was not what you should have got out of that. Okay, you now have a hat.
to town with my hat. Holding my hat up on top of my head.
I just love this image. Just this gigantic mutant just running with like a little hand on his hat. Just, "Ah!"
Okay, so you're heading towards the sounds, which are intensifying, if anything. You're pretty sure you hear yelling at the same time now.
Oh no! I run faster.
Who are you talking to?
The
You
quick
definitely-
mutant Peter.
Okay. You head into town. You turn a couple of corners. And as you do so, you see a little bit of a horrifying sight. So Alderbrand, the quartermaster, is in fact a Mr. Handy. He appears to be in the process of dicing up somebody with his buzzsaw arm appendage. As you come around the corner, at least some of that blood ends up splashing across your chest. And the person is obviously the worse for wear and very bad shape, holding up gun, and that gun is currently smoking and pointing at the Mr. Handy. Give that a thought, and let's go to you, Geraldine. You're with the child. The child is mostly non-responsive, and Gabe, the Sprug, is off in the distance barking. But however, you are not hearing the things that are happening with super mutant
Okay.
Roger. Yes.
Okay. I with Barrett deciding to be a little jerk, as I'm want to think about him apparently. I take off running. I want to see what's going on with Gabe the Sprug.
Okay. You leg it to the Tarberry farm. It's a familiar place. You've been there quite recently, just last night. Gabe is barking like crazy, facing the woods. I'm going to go to the map here just so we're looking at and talking about the same sort of a thing. But Gabe is facing the woods to the western side of town, barking like mad. You notice that quite easily. Why don't you make me some level of perception test?
Yeah, sounds good. That would be. Can I just do a flat perception with like the DC reflecting that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I got a 3 and a 4. I got 2 successes because I got a 3 and a 4, so that worked
Boom.
out.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nice.
you notice Gabe barking away out into the woods. You also notice that the door to the Tarberry farm is wide open. What you don't see are the remains of the former Mrs. Tarberry Ghoul.
Wait. Do we just leave it there overnight?
You guys did.
This will keep till morning.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no rush
Okay.
on this one.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
So the door is open. The body's gone. All the blood is gone.
So from where you're standing, what I imagine is that you come legging it up. Gabe's barking like crazy off about 50 feet, barking at what are apparently just trees, and the door is open, and you're standing between these two, and that's the information you have.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I'll draw my weapon. I got a pipe gun. I was thinking about grabbing my spiked rolling pin, but pipe gun for now. And I'm gonna two-hand hold that and start moving towards Gabe, watching the tree line carefully.
Okay.
I want to do an action to react. I guess if I see a big critter, I want to fire off a shot.
Can you define big? Bigger than a bread box?
Yeah. I guess like in this instance, like I guess I don't know. Bigger than something bigger than Gabe. I don't want to shoot poor Gabe.
Oh, just about gotcha. Just about. Okay, you come creeping up to Gabe. Gabe's barking does not cease. He looks over his shoulder for just a frenetic moment at you, notices that you're not apparently some sort of a danger, and just continues barking. And as you approach, you get within about 10 feet of him, of the Sprug. He actually seems to gain a little bit of heroism from your presence, and he takes 5 to 10 steps further into the woods, and then spins in a circle and continues barking. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Does Gabe still have? Oh, I got a 20 and a 5, so 1 success, 1 crit fail. Does Gabe look like he's been shot with a shotgun?
Gabe looks like
'Cause that's the last time we saw him.
Yeah, absolutely, and he did take some sort of pellets from Joseph Tarberry's gun. So he looks like he's been bandaged by somebody.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's good to hear. At least
You make note
I was
of
worried about
that.
him.
You're peering ahead into the woods. Can you remind me again? You got 120, and then what was the other roll?
Yeah, I got a crit fail and 1 success.
Okay, great. Yep, that works out really nicely. So there's a moment where you think you see a figure, maybe anywhere from 50 to 100 feet away, moving through the thicker part of the forest out there. I shouldn't say forest. I'm giving the idea that there's like this verdant rainforest out there. There is not. The Gek is not that powerful, but still there are a good number of trees, and this figure is quite a ways away. You're raising your gun at the same moment that your foot hooks maybe on Gabe. Do you know what? Let's make it Gabe. That's hilarious. You trip over Gabe. You land on the ground. Unfortunately, you accidentally discharge your gun. Gabe is, of course, dead, thanks to you. Hilarious jokes. You do shoot randomly. It's not going to hurt anyone other than being loud. And when you right yourself, you no longer see the figure, and you are short one bullet.
Okay.
But Gabe's not actually dead. Just to clarify,
Correct.
jokes were popping off quick.
Gabe-
I just want to make sure. It didn't pop off so quick it became canon.
Gabe the Sprug is alive and well, and almost as barky as he was, though your shot in close proximity seems to have gentled him down some. All the way back to Edmund. Edmund, you are looking at Bartram. Now, Bartram's been drinking for some time, you suspect, in his life in general. He hasn't just been drinking all day before you showed up.
Yeah, no fair. Yeah.
So while he seems to be holding on quite well, you can tell there's just he's losing a little bit of his edge. He pours another couple of shots and he says, 3, 2, 1.
It's all right.
Okay, roll it again.
Roll it again. Endurance survival again.
Yeah, first.
Okie dokes.
Oh.
I got a 1, which is, I believe, automatically a success. I believe it is 2 successes because it's a critical success of some kind.
So I rolled, and he also rolled quite well. So the difficulty you're certainly not just gonna like up and pass out from one shot. It doesn't go from I'm fine to I'm fucked.
Cool.
But this would put you down sort of a ladder of inebriation. He rolled extremely well, so the difficulty for this is going to be 3. I think you might have met that though with your 1. And
nope, I got I got 2 successes because I got the 1 and the other one was a 15, unfortunately.
Okay. Since that was quick, let's roll until one of us gives up. Opposed check. Your difficulty this time is going to be 1.
Okay. I got 1. I got 11.
Okay.
Do it again.
Bartram is fading fast.
Hey!
You can see that he's not enjoying this too much. He's got enough to... Oh, fuck. So...
I don't like that.
No, it's good. It's good. So technically, I got no successes, which means the DC is 0.
Oh.
There are such thing as DC zeros. So as long as you don't die on this shot, you probably succeed.
Well,
So don't roll a 20.
double D20. Here
A
we go.
bullet flies in through the window, hitting you on the forehead.
I got 3 successes. I don't even drink this one. I just throw it over my shoulder. Just yeah, for sure.
Bartram needs a good 30 to 45 seconds as he steadies himself against the bar. He holds up a finger. He has his other hand to his mouth. He's leaning against the bar. Close to a minute goes by when he finally is willing to speak, and he says, "Okay, what is it that you wanted to know? Actually, pay up first." And he starts wiping the flop sweat off of his forehead.
All right. What do I owe you?
That was 6 rounds of shots. Let's call that. Oh, that's expensive. Let's call that 8 caps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
8 caps. I am at 7 caps left.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what is it that you wanted to know?
I'm gonna spend an AP here.
Okay.
Hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
What should I ask him?
That's a good question. So considering that you just sort of arrived here and through who knows what reason you got into this contest with him, that's a very good question. You know that your current mission is to discover really who killed Mrs. Tarberry, but considering that you guys spoke to the doctor and she did mention that she thinks that what's wrong with him could be viral. She's not too sure. She might have had more information, but she did hold something back. You remember that quite clearly. You might want to ask the Bartram Tender about his relationship with the Tarberries, because this is the Crossroads pub. They would have certainly have been in or around here, and if they haven't been, somebody else would have been. He probably has some information about them specifically. And considering that you spanked him in the drinking contest, he'd answer just about any question you like.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna lean in close. I'm gonna lean onto the bar and get like nice and close to him. Smell the boozy breath on him, and just go.
Your eyes water.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. What's your relationship with the Tarberries?
What happened to you? That's fine. It's fine. This is your drinking voice.
Yeah.
He says, "What's my relationship? They don't often come in, though. I got to tell you that I saw a lot more of Mrs. Tarberry the last week than I ever did in the past 6 months."
All right.
No. It's
All
it's.
right.
He holds up a finger and he says, oh, and he kind of half barfs into his mouth, deals with it, and says, "No, nothing like that. She was just by a lot. She was drinking, keeping me in business."
Oh, really? What was she drinking for?
Well, I don't know for sure, but thought was that things weren't going so well at home.
Oh, that's a damn shame. Well,
You guys are like face to face at this point still.
Yeah,
just still like an inch away from each other. Well, that's a damn shame.
I'm so used to Okri's voice coming out of your mouth that this
And
is
just hearing
so like
this
it's.
Kermit sounding guy says, "Hello."
I have to keep staring at you on camera, being like, "That sound really is coming out of your mouth."
Nice.
And it's not bad. It's good.
Thank you. I'll take it. Oh yeah.
Did you want some time to think about what else you might ask?
He picked the wrong character to ask and do investigations, but yeah, sure. I'll take a second.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go around. I think I've lost track of who we did last. We did Geraldine. We just did to Edmund. Poppy,
Dylan.
have you? Yeah, we're going on to Poppy.
Poppy.
What are you doing about the fist fight?
Yeah, so I lied about the intimidation. She's being chased by a ghoul, doesn't know why. She's gonna grab something randomly again, and all right, well, she pulls out a grenade.
The proper escalation.
Yeah, clearly.
So she has a baseball grenade, and she's gonna hold it up over her shoulder so Gurgle can see it and just like kind of look back while she's holding it. She hasn't pulled it. I haven't pulled a pin. She's just showing it, and goes, "Gurgle, stop that right now! Stop it, or I'll throw it."
Okay, his eyes go.
I'm Poppy Jones.
Papa Jones.
I
You
wasn't sure.
remember that?
His eyes go a little bit wide, and you hear a surprise out of his throat.
I forgot he doesn't have vocal cords. Now I'm trying to William Shatner.
You're going to be disappointed, or maybe this is exactly what you wanted. That surprise at your escalation lasts only a moment before he cocks the old fist again, and he's coming in. What do you do?
I should roll an intimidate.
Yeah, you could. Yep. Yeah, grabbing that grenade, I think, would probably be a minor action. I would assume that you could do this. I don't know if there's a such thing as advantage in this system, but I think that we'd probably lower the difficulty of any sort of intimidation. If you're holding a grenade, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, yeah. Damage if... Oh, no, okay. I was going to say damage if it's vicious.
I pulled a pin and we die.
Okay.
I'm taking you down with me, you damn dirty ghoul.
I guess speech? I guess that's probably what it would be.
Pretty much for sure
assume.
speech, and since you're intimidating, maybe strength. But since this is engineering related, charisma is also a good one. I would also let you get away with something like equipment related stuff.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
I have as a tag skill explosives, which is tied to perception. So it's like
How about
I'm
this?
trying.
Charisma explosives.
Charisma explosives. I mean, it's I think it's bending the rules. Let's allow it.
Bending probably the rules. Okay, we're bending the rules that much.
Yeah, why not? It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Could you
Well,
give advantage because of
This is the
explosive skill?
sideshow.
Exactly.
Things
that
are loosey
means-
goosey here.
Because explosives, you need to use perception. Let's just go with speech charisma. Let's try to stay a little
Come on.
sensical.
All right, fine.
Just a little.
Yeah.
But if I fail
You
this,
get
I'm
back
gonna
onto the
regret it.
rails, Mr. Isaac. You get right back this
You're a loose
instant.
cannon.
Ha! Ha ha! 2 successes! Look at that,
Hey.
a 3 and a 6.
Nice.
All right. Are either of these tag skills for you?
No.
Okay. 2 successes. You know what? We know. Well, that's giving you guys too much information, but we do know from experience that that level of success probably isn't going to talk this person into anything other than their continued crazed behavior, which is exactly what they continue to do. I'm afraid he swings at you. He is going to punch you. He's going to punch you. Whip it good.
Is that punching or whipping?
Okay, that's amazing. So because damage dice, 3s and 4s are generally ignored, and I got a 3 and a 4, you're going to enjoy a glancing blow that does no real damage, but Gurgle is unfazed from your grenade or your speechcraft.
Hey Questers, it's your not DM Dave here this week. Thank you for tuning into our Fallout mini campaign. As you may know, we're taking a little bit of a mid-season break from Soulbound to mix things up. And thanks to Modifius Games, we're able to explore the Wastelands with the Fallout RPG. And if you're unfamiliar, this is probably most commonly known for the Fallout games made by Bethesda. They're kind of like these action RPGs that take place out in the wastelands of the United States. We were gifted a handful of digital copies of the Fallout Core Rulebook, and if you want to get a free copy, you can head over to the Fallout giveaway section of the show notes. If you want to go back and click on that and scroll down, you should be able to see the link there. Or if you want, you can head over to questward.com/Fallout giveaway for all the instructions on how to enter. As well, thanks to all of our patrons for keeping Questward running. We have a couple namesakes in this episode, Walton's Crossing and Gabe the Shrub? Something like that, is named for Gabriel Walton, one of our big boss patrons over on Patreon. So thanks to Gabriel. I hope you don't mind being named for a pug and a town in a wasteland. Thank you very much. If you're interested in supporting the show and maybe being immortalized, you can head over to patreon.com and you can chip us a few bucks every month to help grow the show and, you know, expand and pay for what we're already kind of taking care of. That is patreon.com/Questward. And as well, in regards to that, thank you everybody who signed up already. We actually just crossed our first big milestone for 25 patrons. So what we are actually able to do is we posted a bonus Soulbound episode on the page. So anyone who has access to the Patreon can go listen to it. It's a lost episode that we had recorded when we were getting started in Soulbound. And it's actually kind of fun because we were still kind of figuring things out. And this episode is a little bit of like... I guess I'll just say like it's a love letter to old Warhammer Fantasy tabletop. So it's pretty fun. As usual, thank you so much for listening, and welcome to all of the new listeners. It looks like we got some new folks over the last few weeks, so welcome to the show. And we're going to go through a few more episodes of Fallout, and then we're going to kick back into Soulbound. So thanks for listening, and take care.
Mutant, super. There's a basically a murder happening in front of you. Although it could very well be justified, since the person being murdered is armed and is also, as your surprise wears off, he points his gun at the Mr. Handy and fires at it several more times.
What's this person's name again?
You don't know this person's name, but the
Okay.
Mr. Handy's name is the quartermaster, and he is
Okay.
Alderbrand.
I lean down to the person. Are you okay?
So the person does not hear you because his gun is being repeatedly fired into Alderbrand. Bullets are spanging off of it. The buzzsaw is drawing back, flicking blood in all directions, and then returning into his own body. He does not respond.
Roger grabs the gun hand and puts his hand up to the Mr.
Grabs
Handy.
the saw.
He grabs the saw, grabs the gun.
No, stop.
Okay. So you basically want to interpose yourself. There's no way to like talk them down. If you're willing to risk a little bit of damage, you could just simply put yourself in between the two of them. That would almost certainly be a success, and discussion could be a possibility after that. However, if you're not willing to do that, you'll have to overpower them.
Sure, yeah. My plan is to just grab, I guess, Mr. Handy's hand, but not the saw blade part, and the gun,
Nice.
but not the barrel part, and then hold them apart.
Okay,
That's a lot of tactics for a super mutant.
that's quite a bit. We'll do it one at a time. The most difficult part of this isn't going to be too difficult. You guys have seen the Mr. Handies. They float around a little bit slowly. Their actual movements with their blades and stuff isn't all that fast, but it's still not going to be the easiest. This is going to be difficulty 2, and I want you to roll me. I'm not sure what sort of a test. I'm assuming it's going to be strength, but I feel like dexterity is more important in this case than strength, since you're just trying to grab it first.
I don't know where I would find dexterity.
Apologies, it's not dexterity. It is
Agility.
agility.
Okay. So agility and
Unarmed?
unarmed?
Yes, unarmed, absolutely.
All right. 2 success. I got a 3 and a 17, and I'm trained in unarmed.
Amazing. Okay. Definitely enough. It's only going to be a difficulty of 1 to grab the gun, or the guy's hand holding the gun. So give me another roll. Same thing for the bandito.
Ooh, that's not good. And that's not even good either. 20 and a 15.
Oh.
So you get to set
Poppin' 20s.
you set the target number. So what's your unarmed skill?
Unarmed is 3 and agility 5, so 8 is what I'm going for.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Okay, not the easiest rolls. Yeah, I'm afraid you're probably not going to succeed. This is probably a good reason to talk about the target numbers in advance. We should always do that. Regardless.
And a critical fail.
Was one
Yeah,
of them a natty?
complication.
Oh, a natty 20 and a complication. Well, that's pretty exciting. So you do manage to close your hand over the gun. The guy pulls the trigger, of course. Holy crap, you guys are the luckiest. The bullet goes between your fingers, spangs off of the Mr. Handy. But the guy then wrenches it free and takes a couple of steps back. You are holding the Mr. Handy quite well at this time with one hand. But the other guy has managed to get some space away from him, and looks like he's just going to keep shooting. Keep in mind the situation, Roger. Certainly not. Nobody's talked down at this point, and in fact, you believe that Alderbrand. You can just catch his voice saying something like, "Unhand me, super mutant! I have to buzzsaw that asshole."
Roger says, "Okay," and then he lets go.
Okay. Okay. The Mr. Handy.
After the bullet goes between the fingers. Okay.
Alderbrand
Oh.
heads straight for the armed assailant whom you don't recognize. Geraldine.
Okay, so based on Geraldine's knowledge, something horrible is going on in town right now. And she saw a human skulking away.
You saw certainly a humanoid figure of some sort, and I'm talking like peripheral vision for a heartbeat before you tripped and fell.
Okay, I think she doesn't know where the other militia is. She's assuming they're probably missing, or she is. I want to go try and hunt them down. That person in the woods.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You find that Gabe isn't the most... well, actually, he's highly effective, but he's still kind of bad at it. You imagine that he's going in the right direction, so you could follow him. He just needs to be repeatedly told to continue. He's not a tracking dog, but maybe he could be. How are you going to do this?
So either sneak or survival. I would prefer to do it sneakily.
Okay.
That's an option.
Absolutely, it is. That'll almost certainly take more time.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is I want to use my stealth with Gabe, the Sprug, and I'd like to spend an AP. And can I spend a luck to add another dice?
You actually spend a luck to use the luck attribute.
Oh, okay. I can't just spend a luck point.
You can use a luck to call upon luck of the draw. You can add a detail to the scene. You can stack the deck. You can use your luck attribute for a skill test. You can get lucky timing, which allows you to take your turn immediately instead of in turn order. And then misfortune, where you can re-roll a d20 or a d6.
Okay. Can I use use a luck point to add a detail of the scene? And Mr. Benevolent GM, I'll kind of defer to you whether it would be like some maybe ripped cloth we find on the way, or maybe some broken branches or blood or something like that would help us go in the direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do you
Okay.
one better, but we'll get there in a moment.
Okay.
Just before we do, though, you're trying to be stealthy. You realize that Gabe is highly excitable, and even though he's not actively barking every couple of seconds, he is still regularly barking as you guys move along. Is this a problem for you?
If he, I guess, like based on Geraldine's perception, do you think she would have better, like, do you think she would feel like she'd have better success just going without Gabe, or like putting up with the noise and going? I guess is what I'm trying to suss out. Like,
Yeah, tough question for me to
that
answer because I
raucous?
don't know your
Yeah.
character all that well. What
That's fair.
does Geraldine think?
like I think the biggest priority for her is finding who she thinks did this.
Okay,
rather than
then
being
the
stealthy.
if speed is important, Gabe is probably your best bet in this.
Okay,
moment.
so then maybe I'll flip that to survival.
Yep,
that more accurate?
it'd be good to roll that one finally. So yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
You can spend a luck to reroll a d20 or
Okay, I'm
3d6.
I'm gonna do that.
You also have action points. Oh, too late.
Okay. Well, I got one success,
Okay,
and I rolled off of a miss with my one of my luck points.
so some time is going to go by, but with that one success, you get the impression that this creature was probably moving with a good amount of haste. You do find a fairly easy to follow trail. After about 5 minutes, you find something pretty obviously a pretty obvious hint or clue. There's a gun laying in the forest. It's a gun of an unusual make. It's a pistol, and I've got to wonder. It's an energy weapon of some sort, and I
Okay.
don't know what you know about energy weapons, which is why I'm being cagey about telling you what exactly it is. Is there some way you could identify?
I could roll science, or
Sure.
I could roll energy weapons, but I don't have energy weapons.
Science makes a ton of sense, actually. I don't really know
Okay.
why I didn't think of that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I got. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I got one success.
One success. Geez. I should have. So this is my bad. So David, let's rewind
Mhm.
time for a moment. The difficulty of this identification is 2. With that information, how many dice are you going to roll?
One more than I rolled.
Okay, so you're going to spend an AP.
I'll spend an. Well, how many AP do we have in the pool? I don't want to. I probably wouldn't burn it on this right now.
Are we not
I
at
don't know.
max?
You guys were at max. You guys were very easily replenishing them as you spent them. Yeah.
So what was our total?
6.
And then we
Wow.
spent 2 this scene so far.
I think so.
So I
yes.
spent 1, and I think Edmund spent 1. So it'd be at 4. Yeah, I'll spend 1.
'Kay.
Sure.
Do it.
And I got a 20 on that.
Oh, exciting!
A good use.
Oh my god!
So I tell you what, you pick up this weapon. You find that it's humming with energy, and you think at first, "Wow, is this some sort of a powerful weapon or what?" The humming intensifies and intensifies alarmingly. There's now heat pouring off of the gun. Only a few seconds have gone by, but if this continues, something quite serious is about to happen. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it in some kind of spare cloth. I'm gonna put it on the side of the path. I'll come back for that later, maybe.
Okay, so I've got good news and bad news.
Uh-oh.
The good news is you quickly wrap it in cloth so you do not scald your fingers. You toss it to the side of the path, hopefully away from any sort of greenery. And you are unharmed by the bad news, which is, of course, the explosion and a small fireball that happens nearby. Gabe is having a tough day. He runs
no.
away. He just runs. Once again, the explosion
Gabe.
is a little slice of deafening. It takes a few seconds for you to recover, for your ears to stop ringing. You are unharmed. The weapon is so many cinders floating in the air, and you've lost your favorite chiffon scarf.
No!
Yes.
My
That's the
chiffon scarf.
complication.
It's ruined.
It just goes up in like flames and is gone. Just like
Uh,
tissue.
Oh.
So we're gonna head to somebody else in a moment, but just to close the loop on Geraldine, you follow this even alone. You manage to follow the trail left by this person who is apparently moving with good speed. The trail loops around and leads back into town, and about
Oh.
15 minutes later, you find yourself on the outskirts of Walton's Crossing.
Oh. Okay.
Edmund, You're in the
Yeah.
bar. You're
Yeah.
fine. You're out a few caps, but you've got this open book of a bartender in front of you. What do you ask?
I'm gonna ask him. No, I can't prep to do the voice now. Just 'cause I'm thinking about Dylan.
Hi ho.
Yeah. It's the Edmund show. No, I'm going to. Yeah, just go. I'm still like an inch away from Bartram, and I'm going to look him deep in his eyes and just ask him, "What's the doctor hiding from us?"
Okay, that's quite a direct question.
Should I roll something?
No, I think you've
Sweet.
done
Thank you.
enough
Thank-
rolling actually.
Thank God.
You've done enough.
His eyes go up a bit, and he says, "Well, what do you mean?"
When
Oh no, sorry, I'm not going to react. It's fine. Please continue.
she examined Joseph, she was a little cagey and didn't seem to want to tell us the whole truth. What's going on with Joseph and Teresa?
I promised I wouldn't tell, but you're a hell of a drinker.
Hey, thanks. It's the anxiety.
Okay, if should we talk about this maybe? He gets quite serious, even more serious. You know what? That's not the sort of podcast. He ignores what you said, and instead he says, "Just 3 nights ago, Joseph was in here. I hadn't seen him for weeks, and he got violent. The doctor had come in. They had a short conversation, and before I knew it, he was jumping on her. She got wounded. We had to pull Joseph off of her, and well, I hadn't seen him since."
So it's been a while that he's been acting cagey.
Well,
my chin.
Well, oh, I'm getting lost in your voice. 3 days at least, but yeah, I would imagine it's been happening for more than that. They had something to talk about, so. And then he shrugs.
Shrug back. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail. Thanks for that, Bertram.
All right, you take care.
Yeah, that was really. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
I don't find out why I had a migraine earlier. Just gonna amble out of the bar and try and
As you're
find my
leaving,
friends.
You hear him say, "Huh, he had a migraine too."
And I stop at the
It's too late. You've left. It's loading the new scene. While it's loading the new scene, we're going to go to Poppy.
No!
Poppy, you're in a continued fist fight with an angry, mute ghoul. What do you do?
Kick him in the dick.
Okay.
Okay.
We're there. So this is an unarmed attack. It'll almost certainly be unarmed strength. Yeah, I think it's probably unarmed strength.
Ooh, and also, by the way, it becomes more difficult, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, this is actually a called
Is it
shot.
a call shot? Oh.
Is it a called shot?
It's kind of like
do we
that.
call
It's
it a
not a
call
called
shot?
shot, but
It's totally up to you.
Similar to that.
So, Isaac, with her attacking the groin, would this be a small guns or a big guns attack?
I just like spat on myself making that sound.
And Dave loved that. He's really pleased with himself.
oh,
He's-
yeah.
Dave is so just pleased as punch. So she's flipped around. She's still got a grenade in one hand, but you know she doesn't really want to die. So she's just gonna kick him between the legs. And I guess it's a called shot, or I'd have to look up what the equivalent.
It's
of
not
that
like a
is.
called shot. It is just part of making an attack, and it just makes the difficulty
okay.
one more difficult.
Unless you wanted to do call shot torso for some reason, I don't think it would really do anything in this case.
The benefits of the called shot is that if you deal a good amount of damage in that attack, or actually maybe even split amongst attacks, you can really hinder somebody's ability to be useful. But you do have to do 5 points of damage to a given part of their body, and it does make it harder to actually hit that to succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kick him, and if it's successful, it just happens.
Cool. It's an unarmed attack, is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The difficulty of this is going to be 1.
And I got 1 success.
I'd call that 1 success.
All right.
And I want to use an AP though to make it hurt even more.
Okay. 1 AP.
Do you need to though? Like if you beat the
More damage?
If
Yeah,
you,
I
more
thought it was
damage.
that you use the AP to do more damage.
Correct. Yeah, you absolutely could. So what you're going to do is, I would imagine that your unarmed attack is probably just 1 damage die. I could be wrong. I'm really not sure. Do you know what
You're
your
not
damage?
wrong.
Cool.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so
is
you can
what
spend
I'll
an AP
say.
to potentially double or even, yeah.
Just to clarify one thing here, you can spend AP to start with to roll more d20s, so you have a higher chance of succeeding. But I think what I'm reading here is that what Dylan wants to do is just increase the damage, which is something you can spend AP on after to get like more hit die.
That's
That's
what I
that's
was
what
doing.
we're doing. Yeah.
I'm explaining it for the audience. Not for
Oh,
the
okay,
Oh,
got it.
sorry.
Right.
I know.
There's a
Oh
little
no,
bit
we
of
sound like
confusion.
assholes now.
Audience? I have
Yeah.
audience. I don't know why I said it like that.
Audience.
Audience.
Apologies. So, and then unarmed. Sorry, I have to look up the die for unarmed attack.
It's D6. Always a
Yeah,
D6.
it's 1d6.
So then that means I can roll 2d6.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't
All
want to
right.
see 3s or 4s. You want to see 1s, 2s, 5s, and 6s.
I got a 2 and a 6.
That sounds really good. Let's go to the cheat
2
sheet.
is 2 damage, and a 6 is 1 damage, and a damage effect trigger.
Okay, which I imagine is probably nothing since you're just punching him with your mechanic's wrist.
No, I'm kicking him.
Oh, apologies. You're kicking him with your mechanic's foot. The whole point is that you don't have any damage
Mechanic?
effects on your foot. Fair.
I'm a hacker.
You return 3 damage to him. Gurgle staggers back, gurgling. Grrr. But he is not down and out, and he is. Have I tried to punch you yet this turn?
No.
Well, now's
you
the
did,
time.
didn't you, on his last
Or-
turn?
Last
Was that his
turn,
last
and
turn?
it grazed me.
True. Holy crap, Gurgle, you are useless. He grazes you again. Let's
This
go
This is
on.
like the saddest fist
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, it's a pretty bad one.
right now. It's someone
Just holding
running
a grenade.
away, holding a grenade, threatening, and then missing punches and like kicking someone in the groin, and then another missed punch. This is like the saddest
You
fight.
guys are just sadly flailing at each other with explosives in hand.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually raise the stakes a little bit here. So, Poppy, just before we go over to comma mutant /
The
super
grenade
Roger.
explodes.
No, though that would be exciting. No, so you guys have moved about 40, 50 feet away through this fist fight. You moved, he pursued. Over on the
Towards-
bridge.
Towards the town, though.
Yep,
Or
towards.
away
No,
from the
you've
okay.
wandered away from town for no good reason. Yes, towards town. Anyway,
Good.
back where the fistfights, quote unquote, began when you came out of this weird fugue dissociation state, you see on the ground an object. This object looks very much like a missile launcher. And let's go to comma mutant super Roger. Oh, the fight continues. Bullets are fired. Double 20s. Let's call that the guy's hand more or less explodes.
You're not even giving me time to think about the missile launch.
Oh yeah,
Stew
exactly.
on that.
No, we'll get back to that. That's fine.
Just
my
think
God.
on that.
So the Roger, the guy who's been shooting at Alderbrand, he raises his pipe gun once more, pulls the trigger, twitching against it as hard as he can. The thing basically blows up in his hand. He holds his ruined hand and goes, "Ah!" This does not dissuade Alderbrand from heading towards him. Alderbrand's going to have to go right past you. I don't know if you're going to do anything about it. And Alderbrand seems pretty intent on finishing the job with his saw blade.
This gets intense. Maybe I go. And then Roger runs around the corner, but
Walks
not to run away. No, to
Okay.
power up. He rips off his
Oh!
shirt, revealing his massive green pectorals, which he flexes a couple times, Terry Crews style, for the camera and the ladies. And from his back pocket, he produces a roll of duct tape, which he quickly and in a practiced way slams across his chest to make the symbol of an S for super mutant, and he removes his glasses, completing his transformation. And he jumps back into the fight.
Comes
soon
back
after.
around the corner as the guy's getting sawed in half.
Yeah. So indeed, this is a wonderful moment. You do come back. Yes.
I'm so glad this
you-
is the Fallout universe, because this wouldn't really make sense anywhere else.
You do take another faceful of this poor guy's blood as you come back around the corner. He is sawed viciously Yeah, sorry, super, Roger Mutant. This guy goes down in a heap of his own, apparently boneless body. He falls to the ground after being absolutely sawed. But you're there, and you're very heroic.
I love the visual of going around the corner, peering down at his chest, and slowly putting an S together while just hearing,
Oh God, please no!
Hold on one sec. I come. Hold on.
just slowly just putting
And
an
it's
S
backwards.
and just...
It's backwards because he's looking
big
down.
two.
So
Yeah, of course.
down, so it's
Yeah.
like the wrong way.
Oh no.
My ass.
Oh, this is bad. He goes up to the corpse. Are you okay? Doesn't answer.
The corpse doesn't answer. Alderbrand says, "Hello, Roger. What can I do for you today?" And
No, I super mutant. See, he points at the S on his chest.
he heads back to around his
Roger,
counter,
I don't know Roger.
nonchalantly ignoring your concerns or the now dead body, and turns to face you from behind the counter and says, "Was there something you needed?"
Oh, I love how this is exactly how it plays out in the games. The combat happens like, so, anything to buy?
Need something.
Yeah.
Super mutant looks over at Alderbrand and then at the corpse. What happened? Why you slice?
This former customer claimed that I didn't give him his change, but I did. Then he started shooting at me, and well, I think you saw the rest.
Oh, that seemed harsh though.
Well, he did shoot first, but what can you do? War never changes?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I go now. You scaring me, Alderbrand.
Well, do come back again if you need anything.
Is this like him? This is
Alderbrand?
Yeah.
He's
He sliced a couple people.
he's an AI Mr. Handy. He has no problem with death.
But like, has he done this before? Like, is this something? Have we had Alderbrand? Like, we know that he's like, oh, I gave you 2 caps, not enough, and now you just made me into mincemeat.
You would think that based on what you know about Alderbrand, that if something attacked him first, he would defend himself exactly in this way. He has not ever killed anyone in town who hasn't deserved it from a very strictly technical standpoint.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
The best kind of
Cool.
correct.
Okay, well, I guess I'll check out. He kind of like Sir Mutant goes over to the body. I just take this then to graveyard or something. I don't know. It's very awkward for me.
Oh, I appreciate you cleaning up.
Yes.
Do take care.
Goodbye. I
just
always
like-
pay in exact change from now.
No need for that. Just don't shoot me.
Okay.
Okay.
Just watching Franco's face though, because you're just smiling, like for the listeners, Franco's smiling nonstop, so it just adds to like imagining this like super mutant just like uncomfortable with a huge
Yeah.
pearly white smile.
Oh man.
No hard feelings, I guess.
Oh, I never have any trouble with you, Super Roger.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this thing does the body have anything on it that
Yeah.
helps identify it?
Oh, to identify it. Oh, I mean, this looks very much like a Wasteland Wanderer. He's got, leather armors of sorts, a pipe gun, a knife, probably some caps if you're willing to go through his ruined corpse and pockets.
Yes, I am willing, and I will do so on my way to the town hall to see either Gedwell or the mayor, because
You just have like a armful of meat.
Yeah, are you taking him with you?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, so it really is just like an armful of meat. Okay, great. You do manage to find 15 caps, and you end up covered in blood. I hope that doesn't ruin your outfit. Score.